Okay, so I have stopped and started the video, so hopefully you won't be looking at this side on. But up here I have some propagation boxes, which are usually have little tiny propagations like the ones in here. So they have the little 8 and 9 inch pots in them. But because I was moving, I have moved things around. So these ones now have bigger plants in them. Those are 13 centimeter pots. So you can't fit as many in there, but they're just growing there while I move. And the lights that you can see up there are simply strip lights from Bunnings. They are not grow lights. They are, I think they cost me $17.95, so they're probably $25 now, but you get them in the lighting section of Bunnings, and they're the ones that can go into cupboards and things. I just put them on the ceiling there. They provide perfect light for little cuttings to grow some roots. So normally that's what I have in there, just growing up my baby plants. And I will continue a similar sort of a setup in the new place, I think. These Billy bookcases are, I've got 2 of the 80s and then 3 of the 40s because that's what fit along this wall. And then I've also got the toppers on them. So the Billy bookcases actually come up to this height here, which is taller than me. I guess it's about 180, 190 or something. And then these are the little top pieces that you can get. So hang on, let me go out a little bit. Those are little top cubes that you can get that you just pop on. You're supposed to seal them, but I didn't. They're just sitting there, and then the weight of the books keeps them steady. The removalists were kind of a little bit horrified that these were not attached to the wall, the bookcases. They sort of said you really should attach them to the wall, but they've been here 10 years. The weight of the books in the bottom, and I've got some records down there and things as well, but the weight of all the stuff in the bottom actually anchors them, so they ain't moving anywhere. But I do have this stuff here, which I bought. It's batting. Which I bought years ago because I wanted this to have a built-in look. But I never got around to doing it. Really, I need 2 people, and I actually need I need to cut some of the pieces of wood so that they fit properly. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an air tasker to come and do that for me in the new place, depending on what I want to do. So here I have a table, and that is another grow light there with a beautiful old mirror that is very pretty. Hang on. It's a very nice mirror, and there we go, you can see. There we go. It reflects the light back out, plus it has the grow light, so plants grow very happily underneath this. Unfortunately, about 3 moves ago, the beautiful filigree top broke off. I actually have the bits. The removalists didn't stop it from being broken, but look, things happen in a move, so that's okay. But they did give me, they went to on the bottom of the truck and they found all the bits and pieces. So that is some of them, some of it. So I could have it repaired. And it looks like it's plaster of Paris, and I sort of didn't know that this was a very old mirror, but one of the removalists said if that's plaster of Paris, it's a very old mirror. I know it's a very pretty mirror and I like it, but that's another thing that may actually get fixed in the new place. I'm going to not live like a pauper anymore, even though I am a pauper and paying a ridiculous amount of rent, but I'm going to fix things up and make them nice. After all, I'm turning 57 and I am too old to live like a student. So if we move around the room, and I'm sorry if this is boring for you guys, if you don't like it, you can speed it up and get to more planty stuff, but this is my moving vlog, so I hope you can just have it on in the background or something. That's another mirror, which is coming with. And I have 2 big carpet pieces under here, and one of them is going to go under the piano and the other one is going to go in the bedroom, and I will take those over first, so they'll pack up in the car tonight. and they will go over with me first. And there's my exercise ball. So yeah, so that's this room. So I'll show you the potting shed come second bathroom. So 2 secs. Okay, so you will have to excuse the mess in here. This is my second bathroom, but I turned it into a potting shed. So you can see up there are lots of different pots and lids and things, and it's a mess because I'm moving and I am packing things away. These little boxes were all up there, along there, and filled with plant stuff as well. And interestingly, these cubes, if anyone else is moving, these are the cubes that you get from Bunnings that go into the little cube storage units that they sell. And I worked out that in one of these Kennard's bags, 4 of them will fit. So I'm going to pack them up with stuff and pack the cubes up with stuff again, and then fill them up there, and then that can be a move so that I don't have to, so I can move 4 at a time rather than having to move thousands. I put up, in order to hide the mess, because this just has a glass screen across half of it, that's the shower in there, I put up this little curtain rod with a pretty curtain, all from Bunnings, but just to continue the planty theme. This is a foldable table that I have here, and I've got another one there, which is a foldable table, and I do have another one somewhere. I think it's behind a door somewhere. But this is where I can do my potting up. Let me just blow you out. There we go. This is where I can do my potting up if I want to, or I can move things out into the main area, which I do sometimes if I'm doing big things. In my new place, I might have a place outside to have a potting shed. But you can see I have lots and lots and lots of planty things that need to move. This is what happens when you have been living in a place for 10 years and you are a bit of a plant hoarder. You collect bits and pieces. So this is going to be a really good chance for me to clean everything out and decide what I want to keep, and then I can give away the extras. And most of this stuff needs to go before the removalists come, because I don't want them to have to take the heavy stuff. So that is the spare bathroom. That is my steamer, which works brilliantly. And oh, little tip, if you guys get a steamer like this, if you get one of these, this is a hand mitt, so that you can put your hand, so you can put the garment behind, so you can put your hand behind the garment when you're steaming and not burn yourself. Because sometimes when you're steaming, especially things like shirts, silk shirts and things, they can just get wrinkles in them, but this will help to smooth those out. It's kind of like an ironing board cover, and it's padded, and you will save yourself from burning your hand, which is always good. So this messy bathroom will be nice and clean by the time I leave. Those cupboards are relatively full of stuff, but not too bad. I will throw a whole bunch of stuff out. And in my new place, the spare bathroom is not going to be a plant room like this. It will be a bathroom, which will be nice, because that way when I have guests over, they can go to the bathroom without a problem and in a nice place. But because I have no storage in this apartment and there is no storage cage, this was my solution to storing stuff. I'll show you my other solution to storing stuff in a minute when I show you the cabinet or the cupboard of shame, really. So if we go out here, excuse the mess, the place is a mess. I am in the process of packing up boxes, as you know, and moving. I'll just give you a little sweep around so you can see what the main room is looking like now. Probably not that different to the last time you saw it, but to me it is different. I have not gotten rid of, but I have taken the plants from that shelf there, and I will take that apart today, and I'm going to actually put boxes with kitchen stuff, etc. in there, heavy boxes and the book boxes and things in there before the removalists come. I need to take away the lighting situation that is underneath the what is it really? Area for stools, kitchen bench, I suppose. I did have some stools that used to live in here. There is no kitchen island bench. So there's a bench, but there is no space for stools in the new place. So I'm going to give those away. And then these plants here are going to be stacked up and packed up. I may have to move some of them. Some of the ones in here are a little bit big. You can see that this is my frangipani, which has started to grow leaves, which is fantastic. I didn't think it would do that this quickly, but I'm very happy. And is that a root? Yes, I think there's a root in there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's obviously rooting because it's flowering as well. Oh, look at this. And this is, okay, so this was from the frangipani as well. This was a seed pod, and I just put it in here and it's popped open and the seeds are gone. Oh, God knows where the seeds are, probably all over here somewhere. But that's really cool. So it popped open. I let it dry out. And maybe I'll get frangipanis popping up, who knows? But anyway, that is quite interesting to me. I've never seen that happen before. This was closed. I'll try and find a picture of it and show you. And propagations like these, I can probably lay on their sides, and then I can put the lids on. I have the lids for these bins. And as long as they're not squished for too long, just for the trip over, which is 10 minutes, so maybe an hour all told, I think they will be okay. And that way I can move multiples at a time, which will be good. Okay, so if we continue on, again, look at the mess. If we continue on, let me show you the area that was supposed to be a study area, which became kind of a plant room again, come dumping ground, because the actual bench space there that you can see, which I covered in the marble contact paper, that isn't deep enough to have big screens and your computer. You're far too close to it. So for me, it doesn't work because, let me swing you around, that is my desk setup. So I have two big monitors plus my computer, my laptop, and I usually have my iPad there as well. So I've got 4 screens going at once, which means that when I'm working on presentations or Excel spreadsheets and things, I can see what I'm doing and I can switch between things and move things around pretty easily. However, this, as I said, has become a bit of a dumping ground. So all of this needs to be tidied. And this is 4 of those cubes I was telling you about, or 3 of the cubes. I've got a 4th one in the main bathroom, or in my ensuite, I should say. And these boxes have to be moved over to the new place, the little cubes inside. The removalists will take the main cubes, obviously. But they, I now know, can go in those IKEA bag, those Kennard's bags, sorry. So that will be the way these all move over, and it will be much faster. Obviously, there's a lot to be done. My Christmas tree is under there, and thank goodness I am going to have a storage cage in the new place, so the Christmas tree will not, and all the Christmas ornaments will not be there and in a cupboard behind me as well. And I would like to say I could go through all of this and clean it out and get it all organized before the move, but that's just not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is pack it up, take it over, and then when I'm there, I can slowly sort out over the next 2 or 3 months all the stuff here and move it. I've still got some plants there, and those are 2 old fish tanks, which I have, which I've had propagations in as well. They act as a little humidifier, so they will be coming with me. And once again, I have to take the lights down. Those are those IKEA lights that I was telling you about that are in the, that are above the bookcases. And that's fantastic. They are fantastic. Everything has grown for me nicely in here, and there's not a lot of light. If I turn on the overhead light, which is there, it doesn't really cast that much more light. So I'm really glad I have these. Now these shelves I put up, and I will be taking them down and patching the holes, and that's got to happen today, I would think. I will try and get that done. This is a hell of a lot of work to do. Anyway, okay, so that pretty much is the apartment and all of the plant stuff that I have to move. I will hop on and give you another tour. I think I showed you the pantry area last time. All that's going to move. I will probably pack those in boxes and let the removalists move the stuff that's in there, because I don't really need it at the moment. But these have to come down, and the hooks that they're just 3M hooks that those are attached to. So those last quite well. There's no problem with the weight. However, the stickiness does go eventually. So don't think that they're going to be on your wall forever, because they won't. But they do last for, say, a year or more. As long as you don't have too much humidity, they stick quite well. But yes, those have to come down. And then the plants like this one, this is my Mandula pothos. I have a number of ones on the bigger moss poles. And what I'm going to do with these, I've decided, is I'm going to put them in a rubbish bag and seal the bottom so that I can lay them flat in my SUV, and then transport them that way. That way, if some of the soil falls out, it won't make a mess of the car, and it will protect the plants from breakage, I hope. Some breakage might be unavoidable. If so, that is life. I won't be moving again for a while, fingers crossed. So that will be what I do with those. Okay, I'm going to stop prattling on, and I'm going to get to work. That plant's coming with, this plant's coming with, the big Schefflera in the corner there, they are taking. But as I said, anything I can take, I will take. Because they were talking the other day when they came in, I'm not sure if I told you guys this, but they were talking about potentially having to come back on the Tuesday to move things. I don't want people back here on a Tuesday. I want the place to be cleaned on a Tuesday so I can stop paying double rent. But we will see what happens. Those are packed up and ready to go into the car as well. So with those and this one box here, that's pretty, and the 2 carpets, that's going to fill up the car. So no more can go in the car for the first run, which will be done tomorrow evening. Tomorrow's a busy day. I have a medical appointment in the morning for my Botox shots in my scalp. I get 43 of them every 10 weeks. Which stops me from having a migraine. Hang on, I'll just switch you back around. Yeah, which stops me from getting migraine. So I've got that treatment in the morning. And then I've got some meetings that I've got to attend. Then the keys will be ready for me to pick up at 12 o'clock. So I've got carved out an hour between 12 and 1 so I can race over to the real estate agent. And because they wouldn't give the keys to me on Saturday, would they? No, couldn't do that. So I'm going to go over and pick up the keys at around about 12:15. Then I'll have to race back here because I have meetings until 5:30, and then after that I will take the first load over. So I figure I'll be there around about 6:30. Unpack the car. Mom and Dad may come over and have a look at the apartment with me. I will give you guys the first tour of the empty apartment tomorrow night, probably. If Mom and Dad come over, I might not, but if they do, then if they don't, then I will definitely give you a tour of the place empty, and then you can see what it's going to look like as I transform it into my new home. Okay. I don't think I wanted to show you guys anything more today because it's just going to be packing up random bits and pieces. There's not a lot more plant stuff I can do today because the car is full and I don't have another car to pack things away in. I did think about getting a van. Oh, this hurts my arm doing this. Took Pilates yesterday. I did think about renting a van from Bunnings, but I don't think I'm going to need to. I think my car fits quite a bit of stuff in it. I will show you pictures of the car tomorrow morning when it's all packed, and it's exciting. So I'm excited. to get started, and I'm excited now to have the move finished. And hopefully I will be very, very happy in my new home. All right, everybody, have a lovely day. I'm going to have a busy Sunday, and then I will sleep, hopefully well, now that everything's organized. I wasn't sleeping well at all last week. I was so worried, but I think I've got a bit of a handle on things now, so fingers crossed everything will work out well. Okay, bye. Talk to you soon. You'll see me in a second, but I'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow morning. Bye.